Hey everybody, it's Galmadex and welcome back to the Through the Omenpaths Early Access event. Thanks again to Wizards Coast for providing me with the promotional Early Access token. With that disclaimer out of the way, let's get into another Pick 2 draft of the set. This is the in-universe Magic Arena version of the Spider Man set, so all of the cards are mechanically identical. It's just the names and the artworks that are different, and I will be putting up some images for you of all the most important cards during the gameplay, so you can keep in mind what the in-universe versions are for your pre-release and release events. With that gigantic spiel out of the way, I got 30 seconds to talk about these great cards. We're going to pack one, pick one. So the main thing to mention here is that I am passing up on two of our rares. This one, this Ultimate Green Goblin, is pretty powerful in a dedicated Mayhem deck because you can turn that downside into an advantage. You discard your cards and cast them for a cheaper mana cost. The problem is, if you draw this at the right time, the downside is very, very large. The two times it's good is if your hand is full of Mayhem cards that you can cast when you discard them, or when you have no cards in hand. So at that point, that card's pretty good, but I have found that can be a little bit narrow and a little bit risky, whereas this is just always good. Reanimate somebody and get a swing in with them at some point, but also gives you extra Mayhem value if you manage to get that popping off. And then same with this this villain here. This is just a great card when the majority of black creatures are villains. So that's why I start with those two. The other rare there was just like a mediocre colorless card draw spell. So we are starting in red-black, which is an allied color pair. Good spot to be. Only the allied color pairs have dual lands and commons and uncommons. So you do want to be in an allied color pair if you can be. There are a lot of spiders in the set, but I think that this card is going to be better in green-red than black-red because most of the spiders are like green, red, and white. So there's not a lot of black spiders. So I'm definitely taking the removal spell. I'll speculate on this rare as well. It's powerful enough to risk not getting to play with it. 2 mana 1/2 flying haste. Whenever you discard a card, give them +2/+0 till end of turn. So as you're doing all of your madness nonsense, that looks fine, but the Venom's Hunger certainly looks better. The life draining removal spell. I've also been pretty impressed by how the unruly mob, the angry mob, the workforce looks. 2 mana 2/2 trampler pings your opponent over time. It's a good mana sink in the late game. I mean, we are red-black, which is the Mayhem color pair. It is the color pair that has the most card discarding synergy, so I'll try out this legend as well. It's another villain, which is good too, with our Tombstone. All right. Pick 4. Here's a Mayhem removal spell. There's an on-color dual land. There's a mana ramper that we can play, even if we're not in green. This is 1 and a red, tap for a red, which is good too. Very flexible card. I think I'm going to take the Mayhem removal spell as well as the mana ramp here. Now we get a Death Toucher and a fight spell, or we get the 4/4 with a treasure token and a fight spell because we're not that deep on black. Don't love the Death Toucher. It's still probably better than speculating on just a 4/4. And speculate here over the 3/1, I think. Take a knife trick in the 4/4. And we got the 2-drop for the last pick, which looks good. Ooh, and an on-color signpost uncommon because we are in an allied color pair. We get another green goblin that lets us discard a card, draw a card for each card we've discarded this turn. Looks good. What is this rare? 4 mana for a 3/3. When it enters, get another 3/3 for each non-token villain you control, but you lose all of them when this leaves the battlefield. So if they have removal for this, they're good. If they don't, they might just die. That might be worth a splash. That seems real powerful. Do we actually just take the removal spell and maybe try to wheel the black-red card? Because there's only 3 other drafters at the table. What are the odds another one of the drafters is in black-red? With the cards we've been seeing going late, not super high. I think we can hopefully wheel that. Speculate on splashing in this rare and take the great removal that we probably won't wheel. Okay, we do see that hybrid rare. Oh, I guess we didn't wheel the hybrid rare. That's true. So somebody valued that higher than we did, and they might be on black-red because of it. And just black and red have been super deep regardless, somehow. Guess that is a possibility. I might prefer taking that here over filler commons and trying it out, but again, I think it has some pretty big inherent risks. as we saw during Sealed. Could go deeper into green-red as a backup plan if somebody else took this and headed towards black-red. Yeah, we'll take a backup play here. Yeah, there's another green-red uncommon. And then a big green finisher. Looks good. So green-red and splash in multiple removal spells, and the symbiote villain looks like a fine option. There's that 4/4 with a treasure token. The treasure token helping the splash. This chariot helps the splash as well. Yeah, green, red, splash, black. It looks like we found a very solid spot to be. I do not like mana fixing that requires us tapping 2 lands to do it, so I don't love the Ridgeline, or whatever the in-universe version is called. We only get 2 drops. Rendezvous for Mayhem nonsense. Not so sure about this blue splash anymore, because we're probably splashing the black now, with green and red at the core. Could still kind of be either direction, honestly. Okay, final pack, we open up a red-white rare. Can't really do that. Great green uncommon. Main deckable artifact and enchantment removal, but also just return any card with mana value 4 or greater from the grave to your hand. That includes removal spells. So that includes Venom's Hunger. So I like that with that. And then we can take another mana ramp card with the Weaver. That also fixes us green and red. I like that better than the 3-drop, even if the 3-drop is any color. Okay. Pretty deep into red. We can take J. Jonah Jameson here. 3 mana 2/2. Suspect a creature. Whenever creature controls menace attacks, create a treasure. So you play this, give somebody menace attack and get a treasure, and start ramping up and fixing mana with those treasure tokens, which is good. When this enters, deal 2 to a creature and 2 to the creature's controller. 6 mana 5/5. That's reasonable. That's reasonable. This is better, more efficient removal, and I'm still not super high on removal, so I do like the team up as an option. I also like the 4/4 with a treasure, the 4/3 that gets any basic, and the 2 mana that fixes us. Hopefully we get one of these other green cards back, but I think I'm going to take... You know what? Let's take the 6-drop there. I'll try that thing out. We're ramping a bit. Aw, second copy. That's awkward. Okay, here's a dual land. And a ramp card. Take that over the Perilous Lunge. This is pretty mid removal, because you do have to fight. It is not a bite spell. Your creature is at risk of dying when you declare the fight, and it is weak against instant speed removal as well. If they kill the creature in response, you don't deal any damage. Okay. This looks like a complete miss. Oh, this isn't a card draw engine, it's a ability copier. I got it mixed up with a different kind of little utility artifact. Still narrow and not good. We'll take the Fanatic. We're not deep enough into green for a double green card that early. Okay. 2 fixing spells, sure. I mean, I could take a Knife Trick. I think I want another 3 damage removal spell. Okay, I definitely don't want another Chariot, though. Too late. These drafts go too fast. I didn't realize till it was too late. I already had 3 Chariots. There's no way I'm running all 3. I might actually run none of them if our fixing's good enough at this point. Okay, so we are actually one of the 2 color pairs this time around. We are green-red at the core. What is the villain count here? 8 right now. But that includes like a data scrubber. Are there any other villains that are bad enough that I want to cut them? Or am I running every other villain? I don't think this green goblin is very good in this deck. Nor the discard buffer. Okay, I am cutting quite a few villains here. So I think I'll cut the tombstone as well. And the creature count now is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Still way too many. Still got a few more of those. What is our spider count, actually, for our 1-drop rare spider? 6? That is, like, on the borderline. I think I'd want 8 or more, ideally, for this. 1 mana, 1/2 at worst. But still only 6 spiders, and that includes itself. I probably gotta cut that. And then I've got a lot of 4-drops, so I could cut, like, one of those. Still 18 creatures. One more cut to make. I'll cut one of these citizens. 2 non-creature cards to cut. The random off-color pastry that's in here for some reason. We'll drop that. And everything else is removal and 1 draw spell. How much mayhem do I have for the rendezvous? 2? So this is just discard 1, draw 2. We're almost never getting the mayhem synergy on it. Not that pumped about it then. We'll drop that and just play all removal. Sure. Looks like a reasonable deck here. Not like a crazy good one. Not a crazy bad one. Perfectly fine. Green-red at the core, splashing in a great black rare and some removal. Solid spot to be. We will see how this draft plays out. We'll take another look at our mana base, though I doubt this is correct. 7 red, 7 green, 4 black. I probably want to cut more black there. We have 15 red cards, 12 green, and 4 black. Got these cards that also provide red, green, but not black. Some treasure production. Some treasure production, an adamant of any color. Search for any basic. I think I can go 3 black sources only, which allows me to go 8, 7 on our main colors and 3 black still. When we consider a lot of the green spells are hybrid and could be red too. You actually get to play even another red source here. Is it wild to drop down to 2 swamps? Is that incorrect? I would have 2 swamps, this mana dork, treasure from 2 different wrestlers, 5, this that searches for any land, that's 6. I think I'm gonna do it, because all of our black spells are strong enough we can wait a long time to cast them and still be happy with them. We really need red in every opening hand, so we'll go 9 red, 7 green, 2 black. Call it a deck there, hop into the gameplay, and see how this one does. Here we are on the play for game number 1. This is a really good hand. There are 3 different ways to fix our mana here. If the Leyline Weaver dies, we'll have issues for sure. But now I drew a natural red source. This is a Spider Manifestation in the Spider-Man cards in paper. Oh, the 1/2 Flying Haste. It's buffed up off of discards. No attacks. Not want to haste in. Oh, right, I have reach. I'm dumb. Disregard me. We could fight that. Could also have this suspect itself to start spitting out treasures. That's kind of fun. Or I could just play some beef, 3/4 vigilance. Let's play some beef. See if I can start getting that in. Oh man, the synergy with this and the Weaver is kind of crazy. I didn't even realize that. We could have done that. And then that would also untap the Weaver, because this is technically a spell with mana. Oh wait, no. The Weaver would be in our hand. What am I talking about? But we could get a basic. We could have ramped there. That would have been pretty good. That might have been the better play. Wait, hold up. To also return... I think you can do that. Even though this tries to untap itself, it just bounces back to your hand and it still works. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cast this, untap the Weaver, and also Rampage. Or just poke. I'm not particularly scared. of that flyer. So let's gem. Maybe they found some other ways to play cards out of exile, but by itself, this is just a 4 mana draw 2. Oh, they got Fleam! One of the few in-universe cards I actually like the in-universe version better. Everybody loves Fleam. It's a green goblin. Norman Osborn turns into green goblin here. Yeah, it's a big mayhem card. Okay. Blow that up with Rhino's Rampage. Non-creature artifact mana value 3 or less. That's a 4 mana artifact. Shame. An absolute shame. Let's go for the flavor win because it's fun. Spider Man is a menace. I suspect that Spider Man of foul play. And then we'll blow up Norman Osborn with Spider Man as well. Just the flavor champion over here. Okay, I mean, it was Rhino's Rampage. That's not the biggest flavor win of all time. But it was Spider-Man fighting Norman Osborn. Oh no. I got the removal spell off the draw too. And they blow up our suspected Spider-Man. I don't think I'm going to read all that. I'm just going to kill it. Maybe I should have read it. It has a graveyard ability. One of those deals combat damage to a player. Look at the top cards. Put one in your hand, the rest in the grave. They can exile from the grave to put the counter on a creature and give it this card's abilities. Okay. It was still okay to kill, but maybe I just shouldn't have. They can't play the card for free. Yeah, they just put it into their hand. So they could like draw a card here, but then they're leaving the floodgates open. If they tap out for that, yeah, they have to just play more creatures right now. Get a mountain for that thing. We got the Wisecrack on that. Can't play this giant creature and also Wisecrack. I would really like to play this giant creature. That means dealing no damage to them this turn, when instead I could be putting them to 3. I feel like I gotta put them to 3. Discard a card, deal 3, discarding a Mayhem card. You can cast that as a blocker. Very nice. It's our life gain removal again. Do that, force a chump and put them to 2. Looks incredible. Unless their last card in hand is a trick for 1, and it is not. Oh, another one. They got 2 of the same rare there. That's fun. But they are dead on board. Is that last card a way to kill a 2/2? It is not. That is lethal, and we start things off 1-0 heading into game 2. Mono green opener. Leyline Weaver. It's been the glue that has held our first opening hands together, making sure no matter what we draw, if they don't kill the Weaver, we've got our colors. So Spider Manifestation, looking great. Blue-black deck from our opponent. They start with the 2/2 Ward 2 that gets flying once it's modified. Card does seem good. They're going to connive onto it to put a +1/+1 counter on it and give it flying. Nasty. You know, J. Jonah Jameson, suspecting a creature that's already tapping for mana is kind of a nombo, which is awkward. I guess luckily we get the Weaver Wombo combo, the Manifestation Wombo combo of play a 4-drop on tap it. That's really good. Speaking of really good, Doc Ox Tentacles is OP. Equipped for 5, give something +4/+4. It equips for free onto your 5 mana value creatures. This card is absurd. Making a 1/1 a 5/5 at worst. Obviously just insane on anything bigger than that. Ooh. Okay, I don't want to play that without a creature in my grave. I actually have the 6 mana for this, blow up their lifelinker. They don't have a 2 mana counter spell here. I don't know the counters yet. I haven't really played around any yet. I think there's a 3 mana and a 5 mana counter spell as far as I remember. 3 mana at common, 5 mana at uncommon, but the 5 mana one draws you a card as well as counters the spell. I don't know who this is, but they're pretty good. Human Rogue Villain in red. This Shocker? I'm going to sound very dumb to anybody watching because I'll just have the card image on there for you all, so you'll know for sure what it is. Knife Trick 1 blocker, chump there, take 6. Yeah, that looks easy to me. Looks great to me, in fact. I guess I'm letting them kill my 2/2 here if they are okay with going to 1 life to do it. But I think I will go for that. Because I also don't have any creatures in grave for this whenever I hit the black source. I mean, J. Jonah is the black source, but that showing up main phase 2 is not going to give me the extra damage from this. Well, this doesn't give haste to the card it reanimates, unlike most of these. This one does not haste back the card from grave. So I guess a main phase 2 Desecrex or Carnage, I guess, is fine. Alright, we can force them to spend removal on Favored Fighter by making it completely unblockable by suspecting it. Because then it can't be blocked by more than 1 creature, but then it can only be blocked by more than 1 creature. Not discount Mystic Confluence. Actual, factual, literal Mystic Confluence from the bonus sheet. Ouch. The bonus sheet cards, I believe, are quite a bit rarer in this set than they were in a lot of the sets recently. And thus, a lot of them are very, very powerful. Well, I mean, the Final Fantasy bonus sheet cards were also very powerful. But Edge of Eternities, it was like they showed up relatively often, but also most of them weren't that good. Alright, I mean, they're tapped out, so we can just replay Shocker and finish them off. Cool. Almost got Mystic Confluenced hard, but Shocker too strong. Great uncommon there. We did play a rare as well. We played J. Jonah to help us out. But good stuff from the deck all around. That is 2-0 heading into game 3. And we're halfway done with the draft no matter what, pretty much, right? If we 4-0, that's half the game's done. And if we 2-2, that's half the game's done. So I guess unless we go like 3-2 or 4-1. And even then, we're almost halfway. Yeah, these are some quick drafts, these pick 2s. All right, here we are on the play for game number 3. I don't think I can keep this without a red source in it. We have a green source with no green spells. We have a black source that doesn't matter till turn 5. Yeah, we got to mulligan that. Pretty awful mana. This is also pretty awful mana. I'm running 2 swamps in the whole deck, and we drew 1-2 hands in a row. Also, no mountains. We're running more red sources than anything else. These are some really sad opening hands, but such is the name of the game. That is going to happen, and we'll have to start with a 5-card hand for this game. ditch the black spell and the rampage and just try to curve into a great 6-drop, I guess. It's 2 ramp spells, we're at 4 out of 6 mana. Just go raw power here. See if we can't make up for our lack of cards with some good card quality. But if I were a gambling man, just by the statistics of things, by how things tend to go, our odds of winning this game got drastically reduced off of a double mulligan. But we'll see. We've got 2 really good 6-drops now, so if we top deck the land, we might actually be in it. Now that we got a 2-for-1 6-drop that like kills something and shoots for 2. Our opponent's stuck on 2. The early GG. Alright, they're over it. I mean, I'm mulled down to 5. That seems a little premature. I think the average mull to 5, they could miss a land drop and still be fine. Yeah, I mean, they missed 1 land drop. 1 turn later, they draw land 3 and draw the lands every turn from then on. They'd probably still be in it. I mean, we know that our hand is good, so that if we hit a land, we're going crazy, but they don't know what's in here. It's only 2 cards. And maybe I would draw like a black spell or something. Well, actually, I have the black mana now. I like a removal spell, and they're not under much pressure. I don't know. I guess we'll take it. That is 3-0, which means we've made it all the way to the final battle. It's a crazy feeling. I've done 2 of these drafts, a 1-2, and now a 3-0 so far. It is so weird to be at the final boss after 3 games of Magic, but here we are at the final boss, undefeated. 2 rounds in the chamber. Okay, we are on the play for this one. No green source is a pretty huge flaw, but we can really pray for J. Jonah Jameson to put in some work for us. And obviously we can also hope to draw any lands, but particularly forests would be incredible. That works for me. I don't have a 2-drop, so we'll play a tap land here and have all of our colors available. Playing against blue-white, that is the modified deck that cares about putting counters, ores, and equipment on their creatures, and there is that 2-mana 2/2 board that gets bigger. That card has been consistently good stuff. It's funny, J. Jonah Jameson can suspect himself and start spitting out the treasures. I wonder if that's ever happened in the comics. Has there ever been a J. Jonah Spider Man? Comic's been out for a long time. It's probably been a plot line at some point. Alright, slam down a 3/3 and recast the Aerialists, so they've got 2 blockers up to try to block. I don't have any instants here, so I'd have to just kill 1 and attack to get the treasure. I could just play the 4/4 and pass. I think the treasure is super, super important here. Yeah, I'll just play a 4/4 and pass. And I get a treasure off that too, which is something. I guess I could go fight and attack and also get the other treasure. That might have been pretty reasonable, but this is a 3/3 with no abilities once it hits the board, so in terms of like spending removal on it, it's not that impactful once it's down. It's just the ability to cast it for cheap that's really nice, the ability to recast something that has a good effect. All the power in this card is on that web slinging ability, not really the power toughness on board. Although there you go, put some counters on it, and that certainly makes it better. Going in, all right, let's race. I'm down for this jam. Ooh, especially with that draw. I'm real down for this jam. Six mana. Play just the beefy threat and blow up a creature. Looks good to me. Actually 7 mana, which is wild. Do I rampage that as well to prevent web slinging? Alright, let's go all in on this one. I probably should have just rampaged earlier. Unblockable double striker? That can kill me so fast. We found the worst meat in the middle. I didn't rampage early for super aggression. Then I also rampaged just too early to kill the unblockable double striker. Although, here we go. Here's another wisecrack. Great top deck here to make it so much less risky that we ended up doing that. Juice up our buddy, our Craven, and hold up the wisecrack. Make extra sure they don't just like +3/+3 the unblockable double striker and hit us for 8. They already only need to give it +2/+2 to kill us because we can't block the flyer either. Kitty Pigeon. Chump blocker that gives them food. See if they have a response to this. Off of mono blue, just counterspell here. They do not, so we shoot them down to 2, and that's a huge deal. It's the biggest reason I did that there, even though they're not threatening lethal, is just getting them in range of lethal off of the attack immediately. Suspect the favored fighter, then it's completely unblockable if they don't interact with it. And if they do blow it up, then they have to trade into the 4/3 and trump the 5/4. Shame. Oh, double spell, gain 2, draw a card? Oh, they didn't have a second creature to go with that. That is a bummer for our opponent, and they are now just dead on board. So we'll wrap this up, and that is 4-0. That's a full trophy run in like a half hour. Pick 2 drafts are quick. Wild. Wow. This feels like what Ether Drift should have been. It's like a racing set. It's the interplanar death race. The draft is over in like a half hour, and you 4-0'd, and you did it. You're done. Yeah, I really don't think this deck was perfect, but when you only need to win 4 games, sometimes just have a quick little lucky streak like that, and you get through with it. You get done with it real quick. I mean, it was a very solid deck. Solid on color removal, a lot of great ramp. The Leyline Weavers were fantastic here. Turn 2 Weaver, turn 3 Favored Fighter, consistently great. So the Spider Manifestation into the Wrestler, if you're playing in paper, that is something to definitely be on the lookout for in pre-release. These are both commons, and that curve is very hard to beat on the play. Because your opponent untaps, and they finally play their 3rd land, and they're facing off against a 2/2, a 4/4 that can't be blocked by more than 1 creature, and you have the treasure token as well alongside that mana ramper to then just dump your 6 drops really quickly after that. Leyline Weaver into Favored Fighter or Spider Manifestation into the Wrestler is a curve to really be on the lookout for out of commons alone. So that's something I really want to shout out here, as there are cards that you will see quite a lot. That was a really, really good Wombo combo, and both of those cards have moved up in my mind, in my pick order for sure. we had a lot of solid uncommons here. A lot of them I never got to draw or cast, because we only played 4 games of Magic, so there are, quite a few cards in this deck we didn't cast a single time. I think at least 3 of them. That's not an insane amount. I think we got to cast everybody else at least once. Jay Jonah was fun, decent, not insane or anything, but kind of a weaker Captain Lannery, a decent little treasure producer. The Cravens were great, just beefy for that cost, and all of the removal, very good, very important here. The Black Splash might be the biggest underperformer. We did not really hit the mana for that often. I think we did in like 1 game we cast a Black Spell. That was about it. But yeah, green-red at the core, just green-red beats. The curve outs that are available with Spider Manifestation into the 4-drop Wrestler are quite absurd. So, strong archetype, and it gives us a strong, fast victory there for today's draft. But that is going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and you're interested in seeing some more, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube algorithm send us more in the recommended feed. If you'd like to catch me live, check out the Twitch channel in the link in the description below. If you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. And other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.